Okay. Live na.
How come through the morning realize that our point of views are not the only point of views that matter?
Represent any organization. The views that we are presenting here are exclusive or anti-bullying, anti-ignorance BFF, MD. You don't need to be the best, you don't need to be the smartest. Whatever you read sa kanila, huwag mong agad paniwalaan. Marami tayong mga materials na nakikita ngayon. Bago tayo maging emotional about it, bago tayo mag-away ng mga kaibigan about it, let's be objective and let's read and let's try to understand both sides.
Your resident staff, Jean? My goodness, this is getting so stressful, guys. Na kung ako yun, hindi na talaga ako lalabas ng bahay ko kasi nakakahiya ka. And it's maling siya, guys. Oh my God. Who you are in life, right, reflects in who you are at work, who you are to your friends. So there cannot be a dissonance. Kapag nagka-dissonance yan, plastic ka. If we don't put ourselves out there, just go, utang na loob. If we don't want to be laughed at, then we don't make ourselves. Kasi pati classroom analogy, sorry, I cannot. I'm the thief, but not the doer. You separate his sin from
Your happiness advocate, my name is Len. I only promote AIM, altruism, inspiration, motivation. How do you prevent yourself from getting depressed and how do you move forward? You don't have to run right away. Kung kaya mo igapa and then walk and then stand up. I mean, that's the idea of moving. Not everything in life is an emergency unless you think so. So you have to practice the tranquil mindset. Kasi pag peaceful lang ang utak mo, that's the only time that you can really make a good decision. Love is the universal language. If we treat people with patience, tolerance, and kindness, this world will be a better place. Kalembang! Delikado tayo dyan.
Delikado tayo dyan.
Thank you. I'm happy that we're part of your weekly quarantine habit.
Catch the Morning POV with MD, Len, and G live on Facebook every Sunday and Wednesday at 10 a.m.
Hello, good morning.
Hi.
Akalain mo we're season 2 na?
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Again, this is MD, your anti-ignorance BFF.
And your happiness advocate, Len.
And welcome to the Morning POV. My name is Jean, your resident Maldita. Wow, Season 2, Episode 1. Para tayong Korean novela, no? Parang ano lang no? But anyway, guys, so as usual, you know the drill. Please share the session in your respective pages and in your respective groups. Our raffle is still happening at the end of the show, and if you share it, you get to qualify for that raffle. And great news. So remember when we did the Road to 1K hashtag, we are so happy to announce that we are 1,000 followers. Yay!
Thank you.
Thank you, guys. No, that's hard-earned, organic, word of mouth, and walang pilitan. Di ba? Purong-puro, walang halong chemical na when people follow, di ba?
And quality followers, ha? Hindi yung mga followers ni DJ whatsoever na naniniwala sa... Sorry.
No, I'm happy with the quality because, highly engaged ang ating followers. As you can see sa mga comments nila, sa mga participation nila sa ating live and even on the post. So thank you so much from the bottom of our hearts. So ibig sabihin niya, binigyan niyo kami ng career kahit di kami nagtatrabaho. I mean, hindi kami sinisweldo. Career na to sa amin. Kinakareer, kumbaga. That's how you call it. So, anyway, let's start off. Pwedeng mauna ako, please, kasi madamdamin talaga tong gusto kong, yung sa kalembang issues na, So let me start off because I really would like to discuss UP's actions this over the weekend, dalawang issue ang pumutok that involved my alma mater. I'm sorry, we can't know the affiliation, but
Kalemba.
yes, yes, I am from UP, but unang issue sa UP, no, yung Defend UPLB campaign. If some of you don't know, no, they posted, they have this site called the Citizens Rights Watch, and meron, ang nakakatawa doon is when they actually were posting they are very vocal about being against the Anti-Terrorism Act. They were protesting in last Friday. I think they made a demonstration talaga. And then, nangyari itong Facebook duplication compromise over the weekend. They associated that because they did that demonstration or their rally, and they posted that there. So, dun muna tayo. But apparently, it was actually not only UP faculties and alumni that were affected by it, because I myself had a duplicate account.
Me
Tapos yun
too.
pa, yeah, right? Even you, Jean, I think, si MD hindi
Yes.
nag-check. So malamang may duplicate account ka, MD, hindi mo lang alam. And then ito, yung pangalawang issue, yung Citizens Rights Watch. It's so funny. It has a slightly humorous twist because they were saying that they're being attacked. May death threat sila. There was even a post about a text message coming from this particular number. Tapos isang netizen na nag-point out na yung number na nagsasabi or nakatanggap sila ng message from, which is mamatay ka na, which they call the death threat, right, was actually the same number posted on their website, the Citizens Rights Watch. It's
Correct.
exactly
Yes,
the
ma'am.
same
So ano
number.
to? Parang
So,
kidnap me, death threat me ang lagay?
self-perpetuated ang ano. So nakakahiya. They post a public advisory, but I think they lost their credibility because of that. And that public advisory looked like it's shameful. And I'm
Huge.
sorry that it came from the my beloved university. Right? How did you feel about that, Jean, when you watch it? Actually, tawa kami ng tawa ni Jean kahapon, but after everything, hindi ako alis makatulog.
No, kasi it seemed
Mm.
like it was so orchestrated. But the story that
Boomerang.
came out after. Kasi di ba junk the terror bill? Tapos yung
Mm-mm.
cellphone napulot sa junk shop.
Sa junk
So
shop
just for,
daw.
di ba?
Halata
Super
namang
long.
gawa-gawa.
Yung mga UP, no, we're known to be we're ewan ko, there's a pride in saying, okay, may activism spirit, because pag hindi namin gusto, we're really going to actively go out there and protest and rally. However, nagiging extremist na sila in this particular, so they're so devoted to the ideal na gagawin ng lahat. I think it's not, it's morally wrong. Yung death threat na yon, at pati yung story ang tinagni-tagni nila kung bakit nauwi sa junk shop ang cellphone. I mean, don't make the people stupid and create those stories. I think we know what happened here.
Yes. That's it for
Someone
I
was
also
too
Yeah.
agree with you.
lazy. Someone was too lazy to buy a SIM card to send a death threat to himself, no? It's really
Diba?
and for a school na ganun ng caliber, and then you have these kinds of individuals who are sowing fear, causing division.
Mm.
I don't, it's unacceptable. Tapos they're
It's
claiming
Anyway,
na
actually
biktima
what
ng
justifies the ano eh. It's what
oo,
justifies the need for a bill like this careless
exactly.
careless threat, sowing fear, and spreading misinformation that can bring harm. Kasi malay mo ba mag-rally-rally na talaga yung mga tao.
Mm-mm.
Diba?
And
Because
then
of a bill like this. Or
oh,
an
and then
event like this.
they're also assuming that the Facebook attacks were really directed towards them, when in fact, the whole country have citizens, normal citizens, regular citizens, even pro and anti Duterte, who received the same message from their phone that their accounts are being compromised. So I
Correct.
don't know. Anyway,
I
we
suspect
can move on.
this is a glitch talaga. I mean, the NBI is
The
leaning
Facebook.
towards
Yep.
that. Yeah. At makikita naman natin, simpleng Juan de la Cruz, ako, ikaw, meron tayong duplicate account. So, ano yun? I mean, if siguro isa kang personalidad na you are known for being anti-government, ikaw lang ang na-duplicate ever, then there's something malicious
Then you can
about it. Pero
assume.
this is clearly a glitch. And I know
Yep.
Facebook is looking at it. So let's not draw conclusions. Wag
Well,
tayong
actually,
maging
there might be national security issue. Actually, in fact, the Secretary of Defense, Delfin Lorenzana, already said that he launched investigation. So there are several investigations happening, even from various government agencies. And hindi lang ang National Defense. For my research, there's the AFP Cyber Group, which is already tasked to address the cybersecurity issues and actually contacted Facebook na. We also have the NPC, or the National Privacy Commission. We have the NBI also investigating the matter, and which is the anti-cybercrime group of the PNP. So maraming nag-investigate. So it looks like there's a national security issue here, but it's not. Let's not conclude that it's directed towards a group, whether anti or pro. Yan, I don't think we can make that conclusion yet.
Yeah. Even dog accounts were were replicated, no? I almost said
Oo.
duplicated. Then I said, oops, I'm with Jean, so hindi ako pwedeng mag-invent.
Grabe ka.
Even dogs,
Grammar.
mga
Kalembang ba?
cats at mga
Kalembang sa
aso or
grammar.
pets natin,
Kalembang.
ito yung mga
We're
yun.
talking about Facebook. Facebook is one of the biggest social media. Ano dyan? It's, syempre, yan ang kauna-unahang target. If you're going to hack a system and you wanna secure parang what do you call that, access tokens and get private information from citizens, Facebook unahin mo kasi halos lahat ng tao nasa Facebook. Billions ang subscribers.
Yeah.
But there is a legitimate fear, ha? Kasi there are a lot of unique identity items that are tied to Facebook. So if they actually hack that, then there's a probability that they get all information, and that even your date of birth, right? That alone makuha nila. That's
And
a
there
really
are-
verification piece, eh.
Correct. And there are also
Actually,
payment information sa Facebook account.
Yes.
Yung mga may pages.
That's true.
When you purchase
Businesses.
items or ad pages, sinesave mo yung credit card mo. So it has also financial implication. And this is not the only breach in the history of breaches. Maraming ganyang issues sa mga progressive country. Hindi lang tayo masyadong sanay about it. This is our first big breach, and I know we will get to know why.
Natawa naman ako sa this is our first time. So third world, no? Kasi wala.
There was a Facebook breach in 2018. I think there were 50 million users. May mga Pinoy, but mostly business. Because of the boosting. Actually, kahit di ba, they say two-factor authentication so that you will know when somebody's logging in your Facebook account. But the fact of the matter is, pag na-hack yan, at nag-create ng, di ba, ginrab niya yung account mo, so magla-login ka uli ngayon, di ba? Eh, paano ko ang nakuha yung access token? So, habang nagla-login ka at nag-change ka ng password, yung access token na nasa kanila, di kuha din nila yun. Hacking is hacking.
Again, I don't want to say it's normal. My Marriott account got compromised kasi may nag-hack sa Marriott. Walmart accounts, kung meron ka, Target in the US, maraming hacking, but the purpose is really to steal information. It's not related. Again, we'll find out more.
To anti-government or pro-government. Correct. It's all financial. Anyway,
let's move on to the second social media, Kalembang, Jean.
Oo, correct. So this one has the nation divided again, right? So Bob Arum, the promoter, has just announced that Manny Pacquiao, the people's champ, is actually running for president in 2022. So now, of course, the usual pro and anti have become pro and anti again. Should he run, right? And if he does run, will he win? Diba? So ako, well, kayo muna, I'd like to hear your thoughts on this one. Should he even run? And if he does decide to run, do you think that he will actually win? Given that the political landscape of the Philippines is changing, whether it's COVID, whether it's the entrance of new political blood, it is changing. So does he even have a shot of winning if he does decide to run?
So I'll answer that first question. No, I think he will win. Why? Because, let's quote ABS-CBN here. Maraming nawalan ng access, and ang alam lang nila ngayon ay si Manny Pacquiao ay maganda ang serbisyo sa bayan. Kaya, I mean, that's how people vote. That's how people vote. who are the senators or who are the political leaders that have the most connection with them during their times of challenges. And we've seen Manny Pacquiao very visible out there. And if you look at the requirements to run, no, mas mahirap pa talagang mag-apply ngayon sa call center kesa sa to run for public office, because Senator Manny Pacquiao is very much qualified and he can run and he will win, I think, because of wala
For
namang negative
president?
dito. Oh, there's no negative.
Wow.
I'm not saying I think he must win. I think he has a chance to win. Yun lang naman ang tanong mo, di ba? Chance.
I tend to agree with that, Len, kasi the profile of politicians who are winning right now all over the world has shifted, no? Hindi na sila yung mga typical lawyers, career politicians, mga luminaries in the government. Nag-shift na talaga yung personality. Hence the resurgence of the likes of the US president. Our own president is not your typical mold. So merong market for the likes of Manny Pacquiao. Merong electorate na enticing ang profile ni Manny Pacquiao. Although in my opinion, in 2022, in my mind, may apat na contender na pwedeng manalo in my mind. One is Pacquiao, even before this rumor emerged. Another one is, of course, Mayor Sara Duterte. Bongo is becoming a dark horse na parang meron siyang intention to run and he might also win.
Really?
And then the fourth person is Bongbong Marcos. Let's admit it. May loyal following ang mga Marcos. If they got to 14 million in 2016, okay, and he won, in my opinion, the vice presidency. I did not support his candidacy, but in my opinion, he won. So those are the four candidates, and one is Pacquiao, a serious contender. He will get the Christian vote. He will get the massa vote, considering what he's doing right now is really a good job. Pero sana, umpisahan niya sa vice president and timplahan ko
kaya iba pa rin yung naging
kasi sana wag na lang. Whether he should run or he should not. Because he doesn't need the title to actually serve. And he's more effective like this. Kasi if the basis for it is because he has served well and he has a good heart, that's not the minimum requirement, right? That's the expectation talaga for any leader. But it has to be more than that. And he can be kind-hearted and he can serve even without being president. Diba? Like you mentioned earlier, and we had a conversation na parang stick to your lane or be, make hay where you are great at. And he is great as that. He is great as a public servant that actually serves his constituents, a small group of constituents. Second, can we even ask if he's able to do the job that he's supposed to do now? Right? He is the senator that has the most number of absences in the Senate. So,
how many
again,
bills
we
has
have
he
a
passed?
president for that. Kasi, di ba, Noynoy Aquino has never filed a bill, has never done his job, but he became president. So, we have
and most especially
for a profile like that.
Yeah, but most especially at this time, Jean, if he really runs and if he doesn't follow your advice that he's inexperienced in this field, and if he runs, malalalo talaga kasi people, you see the trend of the voting appetite of the public, no? They're wanting new bloods in the political arena. They're wanting new bloods who are not yet tarnished, whose values are not yet tarnished by political affiliations or yung pag malalim ka na kasi sa politika, ang dami mo na.
Sa ABS-CBN, no?
Pero yung malalim na mga utang na loob, yan ang wala pa siya.
I call them the new waves of politicians, right? Like the president of Ukraine, celebrity bago siya naging but not just a celebrity, meron din siyang substance, right? So Manny Pacquiao, in my opinion, belongs to that new wave category. Not your typical ones, and he has a shot of winning. He might win.
Yeah. So Mike Gaya actually says he has really good chances of winning. Yung image kasi niya ngayon is very close sa masa. His statements are all, galing din ako
Very
kung saan
correct.
kayo nang galing. Alam ko kung
Uh-huh.
anong pinagdadaanan nyo. What worries me if he wins is the people around him. Baka ma-manipulate or makontrol siya ng mga tao sa paligid niya kasi it's very important that he also knows the ins and outs and the
Uh-huh.
technicalities of politics. So, diba? Thanks for that comment,
Yeah,
Mike. So,
I agree.
pero ako, I will stick by, wag na lang. Wag na lang. Wag na lang siya tumakbo. Mananalo siya, I'm sure. He will
Mananalo
have,
siya.
oo, kaya niyang manalo. He has the money to spend also to
Yep.
campaign. Right?
Money,
Malalim ang balon. Yeah.
money, name recognition, solid following, and then the
Lahat.
likability and the image of a president.
Yes.
Oo.
Siya eh. I'm
Oo.
not sure though with the capability. I don't wanna judge him at this point, pero alam natin ang voting tendencies ng mga Filipino. But at least
Ng
he will be
public.
the first president na legitimately talagang galing sa hirap, di ba?
At may sarili niyang pera talaga.
Exactly. Ito yung parang remember when Manny Villar had that, nakaligo ka na ba sa
Hello.
Ay,
dagat?
my God. Oh my
It
goodness.
sounded
Galing
fake,
daw siya.
pero at least kung si Manny Pacquiao, like,
Totoo
Paniniwalaan
yun.
natin.
paniniwalaan yung mga ganong campaign jingle. Okay.
Alright.
So, the last item, our third social media kalembang of the day, this will resonate with a lot of people right now. So, DOLE, or the Department of Labor and Employment, reported that over 2,000 companies declared either permanent closure, redundancy, or retrenchment as a result of the current pandemic or the current situation. So, alam naman natin, it's everywhere. Maraming nawalan ng trabaho. There were companies, big names, no, even big name companies who already that declared that they could not operate given the conditions. I think ang 2,000 na to, initial lang na to. I don't wanna be the doomsday sayer, pero the writing on the wall are there. Maraming mga industry ang nakikita natin na they're struggling to recover and even to still operate, mga hotels, hospitality, and anything that has something to do with leisure and tourism. Sila ang tinamaan ng current pandemic, and it's not just limited to the Philippines. So kung tinitwist ng mangilan-ngilan na we're being mismanaged somewhere because marami nang nagsasaradong kumpanya sa Pilipinas, maraming nawawalan ng trabaho, then they're probably not watching the news. This is all over the world. In fact, kapitbahay natin, Thailand, one of their biggest companies, Thai Airways, had to declare bankruptcy. One of their blue chip companies, no? And then Hong Kong, Cathay Pacific, it's about to go bankrupt, but the Hong Kong government, given they have money, no, they will rescue
They will bail it out.
they will bail the company out. I'm not sure if we have that funds in the Philippines to bail out big companies, pero I know there are big blue chip companies that are also knocking the government door to ask for potential bailout para hindi ma-survive nila ito. So what do you think? Is this just the beginning, or meron pa tayong ma-expect along?
Kasi declaring bankruptcy. Kanina pa ako bulol, no? Sorry, 2 oras lang ang tulog ko. Declaring bankruptcy is a legal action that a business can take, especially if ang kanilang profit at ang kanilang cost ay nag-meet na sa gitna. You can declare bankruptcy, especially if you have negative na in terms of I'll speak in terms of the financial terms of our industry, no, contribution margin. If that is already negative, you can definitely declare a bankruptcy, and it doesn't mean that maraming mayayaman eh. Even if you have 1 billion in your funds, you can declare bankruptcy if you can show yung net worth losses na yan. That's to stop your tax. Sa dami ng tax na binabayaran in the negosyo, that's to stop the tax, that's to stop further cost by paying your employees without being able to generate revenue for the company. It's a legal action. It's a legal strategy that is very, very legitimate, and it has
Although may mga
we can't
guidelines, di ba? If you
may
cannot
guidelines.
If you
Mm.
need to retrench, you have to retrench because
Pay.
it's just fair for the company, for the employees.
Mm-mm.
And it's a
I'd
mutual
rather
perspective.
I'd rather retrench, MD. If I have, so let's say I own a business where it's leisure and spa, right? And I know that even when GCQ is lifted, walang lalapit sa spa ko. I'm looking into a whole fiscal year of losses. I'd rather retrench my employees who are what, 6 months working with me, 2 years working with me, because you're entitled to pay them a month's salary for every year of service. I'd be able to save more money than operate for the next 12 months. You
Correct,
know what I
because
mean?
there would be a lot utilities cost pa lang yun, ano
Yeah,
eh,
yeah. And
tayo na
business
eh.
taxes. Don't forget about business taxes and
Yeah,
collectibles. So,
And I
because
know
mm,
I
Dole
think
is
this is
reminding. Sorry, go ahead, Jane. Go ahead.
I think this is just going to be the beginning unless they fully open transport. Because people don't have the capability to move around unless you have a bike or a car or a bicycle, a motorcycle. You can't go out much. So if there's no one outside, who's going to support these businesses? Not everybody will have an online platform, right? So I think if we keep this up, now the transport sector remains to be at below 100% in terms of utilization or offering, it's really going to be like this for a really long time. Kasi it means that
for a
people
long time.
cannot go to their jobs, therefore, no money to spend, therefore, di ba, who's going to patronize whatever it is that they're trying to sell or offer?
You
So,
know, Jean,
ano to,
you're right. You are
mahaba
right
to.
about the transportation aspect of it. And smart companies that are coping with these situations are
Mm-mm.
the ones who either, yun nga, nagpa-work at home na,
Mm,
and they are providing transportation to their employees kasi you have to weigh the and benefit, di ba? If you will
mm-mm.
just wait for your employees to find their own transportation, may impact yan sa operations mo. Loss of revenue din yan. If you're a manufacturing, if you're in the service sector, wala yung empleyado mo, how can they
Mm.
operate? How can you operate without them? So, would you rather take that loss or invest in transportation para padala sila sa mga opisina or offices nyo? I mean, I'm disheartened to see, no, kapag when I drive after work, nakikita
Mm.
ko talaga yung mga tao na naghihintay ng transportation,
Okay.
naglalakad. Yung iba, I hear they even walk an hour, 30 minutes to get to their office or areas where they could find limited transportation. And LGUs who are supporting the
Mm-mm.
company are with transportation are really the smart LGUs too, because it's in the best interest of LGUs to support employees who have work para hindi na nila sila suportahan ng mga ayuda, right? So,
Para buhay
Correct.
ang ekonomiya. Mm-mm.
yeah.
Para buhay ang ekonomiyang ng barangay. Anyway, so because we're onto the topic of you mentioned about companies and employment, no? So I'll go now to our TMPOV question of the day. Sabi na, ang promise natin light lang, di ba?
Mm-hmm.
So we'll make it light. We'll make it light for our season 2. Our question was, what is your dream job and did that change due to pandemic? So I'll read, ito, natuwa ako kay Carol Doyo. Pakinggan niyo to. My dream job was to be the Pope's executive assistant. Ang sarap siguro to be paid. I know. So, ang sarap siguro to be paid while serving God full-time around the corners of the Vatican. True, pangarap din to ni MD. When the pandemic started it changed to Vatican's official English interpreter of the Holy Mass. Eh sa araw-araw ba naman namitan ni Pope Francis, naiingit ako sa girl na nasa background. Ang galing. Such a huge responsibility to walk the believers through each in every part of the celebration. Listen to the homily in Italian na may prepared script sana, pero of course His Holiness always deviates from it. And at the same time, expresses the phrases in English so carefully so as not to alter the thoughts of the father. Yun lang, madre pala siya. Kung yun ay requirement, bagsak na ako sa CV screening pa lang. Thank you, Carol.
All the way from Sweden yan, ha?
All the way from Sweden. Yep.
Ako, this one is simple pero nakakatawa siya. Ang Get de Jesus, I want mathematician na makasolve kahit isang
Ano naman?
unsolvable problems. Did it change? No, hanggang pangarap na lang talaga siya. What
Correct.
about
Si Ronalyn, ang sabi niya, pangarap ko talaga maging part ng Air Force and fly planes and stuff. But instead of taking the PMA exams back then, bigla akong umatras, feeling na di ko kakayanin pambubulig kasi wala pa akong college degree. Anyways, di naman nagbago. Somewhere in my heart, gusto ko pa rin talaga maging Air Force official.
Air
Wow.
Force, wala nang yung lumilipad, but let's see. Even the aircraft like that. Michael Robert
from
Gaya,
our friends?
number one, filmmaker, director, writer, cinematographer, editor. Ha? So,
No,
number two,
instead yung mga
publishing,
hindi pa
digital.
nag-comment, pwedeng mag-comment pa. Kasi
Mag-comment
natural
pa
yung
kayo.
kasi.
So I'll continue. Michael Gaya, filmmaker, director, writer, cinematographer, editor. Number two, publishing, digital artist, layout artist, or colorist. And number three, speaker or trainer. Did it change? No. In fact, the pandemic allowed me more time to pursue the things I really loved, especially the first two. It even allowed me to add one more, which is number four, YouTube content creator, specifically a vlogger, my fellow vlogger. Thank you so much for helping me out with my vlogs, Mike. Thank you so much. Follow My Name is Robbie and the Happy Capsule.
So
Thank you.
what about you ladies? Ano yung mga dream job nyo?
Hi.
Bago ba?
Kayo
Up
muna.
and down nyo? G
Ako, I
first.
wanted to be for like 10 years, I wanted to be a teacher. And then when I started doing theater, I wanted to do theater acting full time. And then, nung medyo I wanted to travel the world. At that time, when we were in our 20s, diba? 20s, mga 20 years ago, right? Mahal pa
Tagal.
talaga yung mga
Tagal na.
I mean, flights were expensive back then. There was no
promo
there was
fare.
no budget flight. There was no Cebu Pacific.
No.
So, like just getting out of the country was expensive. So I wanted to do, will work for travel jobs like server, yung mga ganyan. I wanted to do that, and then I'll earn enough money, and then buy a ticket, and then work in a different country doing that, as I felt that it was the best way to travel the world. Did it change? No, I still want to travel the world. I still want to do that, but no, I'm doing something else, which is nothing, Char.
Aray.
Ano ba kayo?
Ang dami mo.
guys?
Oh, wait.
Listen.
No, you're very productive.
Listen.
Iba yung busy, iba yung productive. Di ba yesterday we were talking about what's the difference between busy and productive. You are very productive, my dear. We have this. We got this.
Gising kayo. Ang tagal Ang tagal. Ako pa kumuli.
Nagising ako.
Ko.
Nagising na ako. Ikaw, MD, interesting yung kay MD. Yung sa akin, mababaw lang eh. So, ako muna. Dream job ko, actually, it always changes for me. Hindi lang dahil sa pandemic. Ano talaga ako, mahirap ako mapirmi sa isang lugar. So, I started with, I want to be a dancer and choreographer. And then eventually, Teacher Jercel got my dream job and dream business. And then, I also wanted to be a lawyer, but then, nagka-loko ang college. So, after college, hindi ako napunta sa law, although I was supposed to go there. But my son is fulfilling it right now for me, and I'm more than happy about that. And then, with this work that I have, it became, I want to be the next Gina Lopez. I want to, tour the remotest locations of the Philippines and do those ecotourism projects sa mga taong hindi nila naiintindihan kung gaano kaganda yung lugar nila and how much money they can earn from it. I love her job and I love the I Love Foundation. I was almost going to Tawi-Tawi before, but I didn't push through. And then now, after having worked with you in the TMPOV, I wanted to become a motivational speaker. Biglang yun na. Magmo-motivational speaker. Hindi naman ako ma-hire as Gina Lopez at saka hindi naman ako kamag-anak ng ABS-CBN network. So, hindi ko pwedeng i-take over ang Bantay Kalikasan at saka Bantay Bata. So, magmo-motivational speaking na lang tayo. That's it. Ikaw, MD.
Ako mababaw sila, parang puro sila, except the third one, no? First, I wanted to be a judge kasi gusto kong nakakarinig ng
Kasi judger ka talaga, friend.
Judger ka.
not a legitimate judge, hindi yung mga judger, no? I want to hear both sides of arguments, then make a decision kung sino ang may sala or tama, no? So that's one. Hindi ko na pursue, nabarkada ako
Tagapaghatol.
sa
Oh, di ba?
tagapaghatol.
Tagapaghatol.
And then yung second, I wanted to be in president and then pope. Nag-evolve siya. Kasi
Ayun, yun
I
pope
like the
talaga.
feeling of being elected. Kaya president, yung parang being elected is an affirmation na, oh, merong naniniwala sa iyo. Kaya when I was in elementary, talagang gusto kong maging presidente or anything elected. Kaya nga naging class president ako. Kinakareer ko yung pagka-class president dati. I was 6th-term class president. Ha?
Tara.
And then nag-evolve na into...
Binili niya, binayaran niya yung mga classmates niya, maniwala ka.
Politiko ka talaga.
Actually, I think I was post second until 6th term eh. Yung first lang yung meron akong opposition, no? And then nag-evolve siya into wanting to become a pope kasi mas social yung pag-e-elect sa pope. Yung
I
conclave.
know. Yes.
It's not because I want to spread, good words of the Lord, pero the manner of being elected. And then yung realistic na feeling ko may shot pa ako, no? I wanted to become an airport administrator or general manager running an airport kasi I think I can be an efficient one. Kasi for me, airport brings a lot of emotions. Masaya kasi magbabiyahe ka to travel for tourism. Magbabiyahe ka with your family or meron ding emotional factor na magbabiyahe ka kasi you have to leave your family to work abroad. And I wanna make sure yung mga dumadaan sa airport ko, makaranas sila ng 5-star treatment sa airport. So,
I'm a living witness to his passion because there are so many times I already missed my flight, but MD was the one who took care of it for me. So, ayan, you will be very effective in that role. So, i-pursue mo yan after pandemic.
Nagbago ba? Hindi naman nagbago. Actually, right now, mas lalo akong napu-frustrate kasi I'm seeing a lot of issues sa NAIA na pwede namang masolusyonan. It heartens me to see people, especially expats returning home na natutulog sa mga sahig.
Yes.
OFWs, yep.
Because they're stranded. That's unpardonable.
At nagalit si Maritoni Fernandez dahil ang kondo niya ay dumami ang OFW na hindi siya nasabihan. Anyway, did you see that? Did you see that? Nagwala-wala siya.
So let's read comments from our folks. So Hayden Go says, my dream is to do a TED Talk. The feeling of having your moment, the silence of the listening crowd, and your voice just filling up a space or hearts eventually. I don't think that is ever going to happen. That's why it's called a dream job, diba?
A dream. That's right.
Pero pwede naman. You'll never know. You'll never know.
Mm-hmm. I think our live feed has ended. I don't know why. Do we still have a...
Yes.
Or it's only me. It says here the live feed has ended. Anyway, I hope it's not. Are we still live?
Yes, we are.
Okay. My laptop is failing me.
Sumagaysay says, ang alam ko, Len, ang dream job mo is maging beauty queen.
Oo, hindi na bayayaan. Ano yun? That's true actually, elementary days because of my uncle. Hindi na biyayaan ng tangkad. So,
because we really can't have it all, friend. I would have to say. No,
oh my God, lang talaga kita.
Sino pa? MD, akala ko dream job mo is maging artista.
Sino daw?
I mean, na-achieve ko na yun dati, so hindi na siya dream. So, in fact, I did not, I did not sign up na for long-term contract. So,
ay, talaga? Seryoso yan?
No, I'm obviously kidding. Di ba, ako yung promotor ng you have to focus on what you're good at. So if you're not good at acting or show business, wag na. Let's leave it. Like, if you are a DJ, a dancer,
Stick to
I-let go
Basic
mo na si DJ Luna.
Tama na, hindi kawawa na si
experto sa
Benji.
public health and epidemiology, then don't, provide.
Huwag kang mag-alam-alaman.
Anyway,
Correct.
on the
Na the
subject
reason
of...
why,
Yeah, go
go
ahead,
ahead,
Len.
MD.
Go ahead. No, this is your turn.
The reason why we're talking about this is because yun nga, I mean, a lot of us have made that paradigm shift because of this pandemic. No, a lot of us had to, and were forced to actually change the course of their direction in terms of career. Marami din sa atin na, we want to help the Filipinos out there who are right now feeling stuck, right? We wanted to discuss this because we wanted to also stress and emphasize that your dream can change, that your career can change. Actually, sa Pilipinas, ang dami nating job mismatch. Kung tutuusin, hindi lahat ng nagtatrabaho ngayon, yung trabaho nila is related sa pinag-aralan nila. So you can definitely learn new skills. So the reason why we have this topic is because that is exactly what we wanted to talk about. We wanted to give our viewers the idea of, okay, what is the current unemployment in the Philippines? What are the government doing, or what are available out there for them to take benefit or take advantage of in terms of, di ba, nagbayad sila ng mga statutory deductions. So, ano ngayon ang pwede nila makuha? And how we can probably give some ideas, right, to future-proof ourselves. Right, MD?
Yep,
We
that's
want
the
to
correct.
see, get your... Go
Yeah,
ahead.
that's the correct term, no? Future proofing, no? Ang hirap niyang i-pronounce for a Kapampangan like me.
Oo, kahirap. Si Jean kasi
Future
pausok.
proofing, right? I will
Lagi
just
na lang
say,
ako.
no, a good leader that I work with, sabi niya, pandemic proofing yourself. So it's more Kapampangan friendly. Wala siyang maraming
Sige,
F.
walang
So
H.
I'll start
Parang
with
kilala ko na yung good leader mo.
si Mio. Yeah, Mio. We both know.
Oy, walang banggitan ng
Ay, sorry.
mga ganyanan.
So,
Mahirap akong magbanggit na. Good leader, Scott Cohen. Love you, Scott. Love you, Jason. Love you, Dog.
Jason. Anyway, yeah, we love you all. So, I'll start with this
Yeah.
concerning, and I'm sorry, dapat somber note tayo kung meron nga lang medyo melodramatic background tayo. Siya yung ipi-play natin right
Game.
now. Unemployment rate. Nakita nyo siguro to in recent news, no? Our April 2020 unemployment rate rose to 17%, or that's equivalent to 7 million unemployed Filipinos. It's the highest recorded by the National Statistics Office. And this is not uncommon given the situation, no? Maraming nawalan ng trabaho like what we've mentioned as a result of the current situation. So imagine that 7 million plus Filipinos ang walang trabaho. And majority ng mga nawalan ng trabaho, or the industry that's contributing to the biggest jump in our unemployment for April is actually the arts, entertainment, and recreation sector. 54% ang drop sa kanilang employment rate. So when we say arts, entertainment, and recreation, ito yung nasa sector. Yeah. ABS-CBN, pasok dito. Arts
cheerleaders. Mga kapwa ko cheerleaders sa UP, they're going online right now. Yep.
Mga leisure
tourist guides,
right?
divers, yung mga events group.
Events
coordinator. Wala lang events eh.
Yep, that's anything
formal and informal sector of the arts and entertainment industry. There's a National Commission on Arts and Culture that are declaring, MD, there used to be 500,000 or more than 500,000 that are employed in this sector. It has dropped over the last 2 months, 200,000 na lang ang employed sa arts and entertainment.
Kahit i-compare mo yung January 2020 unemployment, no? 17% siya as of April. Nung January, nasa 5% lang tayo. So mababa. It's a decent...
Mataas-taas na yun.
Oo, maganda-ganda na yun. That's equivalent to 2.3 million unemployed. Pero again, 2.3 ngayon, 7.3...
7.2 ngayon.
7.3 noong January, 7.3 ngayon. 5 million Filipinos lost their employment opportunities because of the current pandemic. And in fact, as a result of this as well, the International Monetary Funds, the IMF, it's a financial institution globally, kinat niya yung forecast niya for our growth rate. At least, no, I mean,
Mm.
imaginein mo, IMF, given IMF, meron pa rin silang projected growth rate for the Philippines. Kaya nga lang, that's 6% na lang. At least hindi siya
Mm-mm.
recession. In the US, they're officially in a recession right
Recession.
now. And when you
Yes.
say recession, it means,
Officially.
yep, their economy did not grow, it went backwards. So at least tayo meron pang that 6% na expected growth.
Margin.
Yep.
Margin.
What do you think
Yeah.
about those figures? Real people yun, ha? 5 million who lost their jobs.
Yeah, that's a lot. I really strongly connected dun sa mga nawalan dun sa yung sinasabi mo arts and entertainment because a lot of my friends are actually choreographers, dancers. Some of them are abroad. So some of them are in Singapore. Buhay na buhay pa rin sa Singapore pero dito sa Pilipinas wala. And I was watching the other week, I think they went live no NCAA the chairman Al Ryan, I can't remember his last name, and then Machu going out there and saying these are what's gonna be available for us. Nagkaroon tayo ng binigyan naman sila ng ayuda ng gobyerno. So there was a specific money allocated for NCAA to use to be able to fund or bigyan ng stipend ngayon or allowance yung mga nasa arts and entertainment as long as membro ka ng NCAA. So but you know after that we really have to go online. We really have to find ways to because you know kahit dito sa sector na to where creativity ang pinaka main skill nila no at wala silang trabaho ngayon, we have to think that you know creativity cannot be taken over by technology. And with that said, you know if we can just blend our creativity skills and adopt technological skills to be able to go into a technological platform and launch our creativity, we can survive. We can future proof ourselves. Sa ngayon, we have 54% of that sector unemployed. But wag mawala ng pag-asa because learn the technological acumen, bring your creativity in that technological platform, you will be able to survive in the future.
For me, I think it's bleak. There's no
Yeah.
other way of saying it. It's bleak, and we don't know how long this is going to last. We're not sure if we will be able to bounce back within the year or so. But right, I think we can also look at it from a perspective of being able to start over, right? And
Mm-mm.
preparing ourselves more. Because if we choose to focus on the fact that it's going to be hard, then it's going to be doubly harder. Like literally, it's going to be harder, and we will be more pressured about it. But I think people can also look at it as an opportunity to really reassess their
Where they
skills
are.
and find, like and
Mm-mm.
if there's an opportunity to even do your dream job, right, or reset. Jojo Brescia actually says the unemployment stats don't even include the labor force from new graduates that the country seasonally flush into the system.
The ones that
Kasi,
graduated March and
oo.
April, yep, this
Kasi
year.
Correct.
like
So,
Mm.
before, kasi the problem was there were a lot of jobs pero mismatched, right? It's
Mm.
underemployment. Ngayon
Yeah.
kasi, it's the companies that are actually closing and there is no
Oh.
job. So that's why, but that's also the advantage of going online because there it's a bigger market if you go
Mm-mm.
online. But not
Online.
everybody has that opportunity as well, even for education, right? The platform, the virtual platform is there, but people being afforded
Mm.
laptops or gadgets,
Mm.
'di ba? Hindi rin siya ganun ka, it's not as accessible to everyone. So I think this is a good time for the
Yeah.
government, the LG, the private sector to really take a step back and work together and figure out a solution around it. It's not the easiest problem to solve, but accepting that it is a problem is already 50%, right? That the solution is going to come to pass. Because at least people understand that we all have to contribute to solving this.
That's
tama
right.
yung you mentioned Jojo's comment, no? actually the participation among 15 years old and older is at a
Mm-mm.
lowest in the history of
Lowest
our
rate.
labor
Mm-mm.
market. So, ang daming fresh graduate, ang daming mga sana sila yung bagong blood sa ating labor force ang walang very limited ang opportunity right now because of what's happening. And one other concerning statistics around it is e- kasi marami tayong empleyadong arawan pa, the hourly wage earners, right? Ang average number of hours worked per week bumaba siya to
Bumaba.
35
Mm-mm.
compared to
Na dating
41. 6
41. Mm-mm.
hours ang nabawas because of probably tardiness as a result of the transportation
Yes.
situation,
Oo.
checkpoints, etc. These are just
There were
number.
also there were also companies, MD, that actually reduced their working hours para
Reduce,
so that they
correct.
won't be putting anyone on no work no pay. What they did is they reduced it to 15 hours sa'yo, 15 hours sa'yo. So there are a lot of companies who did that. Kudos to them kasi instead of them laying off people or putting people on a furlough status, they did that. Kaso yun nga, bumaba tayo ng average work
You
hours.
know,
You know what? We're also one of the biggest exporters of healthcare workers. So ngayon, yung mga gumraduate ng nursing, medicine, and yan ngayon ang kailangan sa Pilipinas. But remember that these most most students na nag-medicine, actually ang goal talaga nila ay makapag-abroad. Aminin man natin at hindi
correct.
yan ang ano nila. Yeah, we
Now,
don't have a go ahead.
before we move on to the unemployment benefits and what we see as a way forward given the situation, I want to read one more
Comment.
statistics. This will resonate a lot. Nabanggit natin yung 17% unemployment rate, right? Which is translating to what? 7 million Filipinos. Employed persons without work at the moment. So ito yung mga may trabaho pero hindi nakakapagtrabaho because of the pandemic. It's at 38% or 13 million Filipinos. So kung
38%.
pagsusumahin mo yon of 100 million, I mean 100 million is our base population. It doesn't mean na 100 million ang
Nagtatrabaho.
kailangan magtrabaho. 13 million plus 7, 20 million Filipinos ngayon ang walang trabaho at hindi
Trabaho.
kumikita.
They have jobs, but they can't do their jobs.
They can't.
Correct?
Mm-mm.
So what's
They
the
were
alternative?
prevented by
Alam
circumstances.
natin na we don't have the best unemployment benefits in the world. In fact, binanggit ko kahapon ka-conference call ko kayo, dumaan ako sa Pag-ibig office.
Oo,
At
diba?
yung pila, no, the probably it's the second longest line I've seen in my life. The first being ang pila papasok sa Vatican Museum. Yung second, hindi, sa Vatican Museum talagang pipila ka ng 3 oras para
Oo.
makapasok. Especially on a
Ito.
week. Itong pila sa Pag-ibig, sa pagkahaba-haba, I think it would, I don't know. So, that is to
Alas 5
highlight
ng hapon.
namin ngayon ang nagfa-file ng benefit
Yun.
just to be able to survive this. So, what are the options out there? May nakita ba kayong mga ibang alternative unemployment benefits
Oo.
that are
Well, actually, ito yung napansin ko sa dami ng ni-research ko ay ang napansin ko is that parang mukhang mas nagsistrive yung mga people that are employed in the formal sector than the informal sector, because the first recourse of people that baliktad, in the informal sector, the first recourse of people that are employed in the formal sector, mga sa BPO or sa private companies, is pag nawalan sila ng trabaho, they wait kasi aasa na makakabalik pa, or they go and go after loaning, right? Whereas dun sa mga informal sectors, drivers, wala silang choice and nasanay siguro sila sa gano'n na they're not working on a fixed income. So kailangan nilang gumawa ng paraan. So most of them are the ones that are going to that are now taking the risk. Yung iba nagtatanim, yung iba launching e-commerce business kahit very micro or small scale lang, hindi mo kailangang sinlaki agad ng Lazada, but they are able to launch online businesses for those that have capital funds ng kahit kaunti, dropship the delivery services. Doon naman sa mga walang masyadong kapital, yun, they find ways to go online and look for an executive assistant job or search engine kind of related work, gig works, yung one time project kind of work online. Yan yung napansin ko. But in terms of loan, marami ang gobyerno. Ito na yung hinahanap na lang nasa ng 270
Nasa
billion. So,
ayuda, nasa
nasan,
budget.
nasan ang budget? A lot that they can actually. So ngayon, not only Pag-ibig, not only SSS, but Social Housing Finance Corporation, these government agencies have moratorium in terms of pag may loan ka, no? And what moratorium means is that bayaran mo lang muna interest. You don't have to pay the capital, what do you call that, the principal loan amount. You pay the interest for the next 6 months, and then after that saka ka pa magbabayad. So yun yung moratorium, parang pinatay muna yung yung regular mortgage fee mo. Aside from that, there's a 1 billion enterprise rehabilitation financing facility under the Pondo sa Pagbabago at Pag-asenso. That's under the DTI. If you are a micro enterprise that are may 3 million capital income ka, you may borrow from 10,000 to 200,000. While small enterprises na may asset na 10 million may borrow higher. So may ganyan, so that they can actually recover their business. So pagtapos, if they decide to launch again or if decide to open their business again, they can actually go and loan that money. DBP, the Development Bank of the Philippines, ang tawag nila dito yung response or rehabilitation support program on severe events. They are also providing, madali lang yan, madali ang application ng loan. You don't have to submit anything, but you can definitely, they're financing private enterprises, corporations, hospitals, schools, financial institutions. Sa mga employee na katulad natin, we have GSIS, Pag-ibig, we have SSS, especially if you're active members. Ang problema, if you're not active members, karamihan sa may informal sectors naman ay they're paying their voluntary, diba? But some don't. That's one lesson that we need to learn, that even though you're a freelance or self-employed, kailangan nagbabayad kasi sa panahon ng mga ganito ngayon, ito yung government agencies na makakatulong sa'yo. So these are all available and made available by the government for
the most popular I've seen are the Pag-ibig calamity loan that was extended. Yun nga lang it's
haba ng pila.
Haba ng pila. Hindi siya online. That's what pissed me off, no? Na bakit but hindi pa natuloy yung project noon ni President Arroyo where national broadband. Back during her term, may plano ng magka-national broadband tayo to make sure that government offices are transacting online. Right now, a few years after her term, ito dapat yung i-revisit ng government para sa mga ganitong kalamidad. Paying taxes, paying whatever you need to pay, filing whatever you need to file, you can do it online para mapadali sa mga Pilipino. In all fairness, with SSS, meron silang online facility na, right? What they've released so far is a loan for small business workers. Yung mga, for example, mga restaurant owners na may mga empleyado. Yung mga empleyado nila pwedeng mag-apply under their SBWA program. Merong in the news right now, sinasabi actually, Rowan mentioned it, no? SSS mentioned, no? They have the intention. It's intention pa lang, hindi pa yata siya talagang rolled out. Yung mga mawawalan ng trabaho, they will give 20,000 pesos assistance. For me, the underlying message of this is we need to have a national level unemployment benefits that's very fair for everyone. How I envision it is, kung nasa payroll ka, nagbabayad ka ng tax, and you meet minimum criteria, and you were a displaced worker as a result of a calamity, of a pandemic, automatically you should have a facility where you could file unemployment benefits or even unemployment loan na pwede mo siyang bayaran pag nakabalik ka na sa payroll. It's like a instruction. Hindi itong sistema na sari-sariling sikap. If you are a creative person, you will survive this. Meaning, magpupunta ka ng pag-ibig, magpupunta ka kung saan-saan, you file all the loans that you can file. But why do we need to make it difficult when there should
Difficult
be
for, oo.
fiscal policy? Very easy to check. Very easy. I-check mo. Kunyari, you have 10 million taxpayers. May nangyari, may kalamidad na nangyari, there's a
Masama.
recession. Nawala mo sa payroll mo, sa tax roll mo, 3 million. Automatic, 3 million, sila ang mag-earmark ka ng funds so they could avail emergency loans and additional unemployment benefits because at the end of the day, we pay social security system, we pay tax. So yung mga empleyado na naapektuhan nito, sila dapat ang merong access sa mga ganitong pondo.
Correct.
I think that
Correct.
what
And I
Senator
actually
Gar was
think,
trying to say na hindi lang niya nasabi in a good way. No? Sorry, go
pero
ahead.
kasi dapat, even I think that the companies that are going to declare furlough should actually pre-coordinate this para diretso na sa empleyado nila. Kasi we will need, again, we will go back to the national ID system as a means of tracking all of these things. Now, we don't have that, but the companies have this information. So if they declare, oh, these are the following people on furlough, blah, 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 from our end, sila na ang mag-facilitate nun dapat. Di ba? Kaysa yung mga tao ang pipila, kaysa yung kanya-kanyang filing, it's just too inconvenient. Plus, we have to add to the fact that not everybody is technologically literate.
Yes.
Not
Exactly.
everybody will be able to
Application
do this.
forms.
I've
Diba?
seen several frustrated comments from employees everywhere about difficulties in filing for these emergency loans that the government could provide. So, babalik ako dun sa punto ko, it should be based on taxation. Again, simple na. May 10 million taxpayer, biglang nawalan ka ng 2 million taxpayer dahil may nangyari, may kalamidad. Yung mga employers could easily declare that in their alpha list saying, nawalan ako ng 1,000 empleyado, ito ang pangalan nila. The government should automatically make emergency loans and unemployment benefits for those. Anyway, taxpayer ang mga yan, makakabawi yan in the future. And there's a guaranteed return naman kasi pagbalik nila sa payroll, pagbalik nila sa
Bayad uli ng tax.
roll, pwede mo yung i-deduct, i-ano mo lang, i-spread out mo.
Time
Wala,
check,
kumbaga walang
11
nawalan.
na.
Nawalan.
my
Oo.
goodness.
So, how do you,
11 na
what,
talaga. I think we should move the future proof to a different day, no? Because I think it deserves a better coverage and so that we can talk about more alternatives, given that there are a lot of people impacted by all of these underemployment and unemployment. So let's move that to a different day. But guys, we said that we will have a special announcement,
Oo nga
right?
Oo.
Ano ba? Itutuloy na ba natin yung
MD.
special announcement?
Go for
Sige,
it.
let's
Yeah.
go.
Maybe we will ask our viewers if this is something that they will support us with. Diba?
Yes.
Okay.
Dapat yata
MD.
TMPOV question siya for the day.
nga. If you will support
So,
us with this.
before Len provides the overall objectives and the intention of what we're going to do in the future.
Ako pala, oo.
Beginning Wednesday, Wednesday next week, we are changing the format of how we're doing TMPOV. And Len and Jean and myself, we will explain to you what we're going to do and what we intend to accomplish. So our Sunday TMPOV will make the same. Pag-uusapan pa rin natin ang mga topic na usually pinag-uusapan natin. But our Wednesday, we will launch TMPOV Helpline. And Len, would you like to share the intention?
Ay, mas chismis to. Kung Sunday ay chismis, mas chismis ang Wednesday. So we want to create a platform to turn this into a platform where we can discuss issues that are related to employment in general. I'll make it as general as I can describe it. No? So if you have any questions on labor relations, let's say career advancement din, or any questions, I don't want to say that I don't want this to become only a grievance help desk. marami nang nag-a-attempt niyan. What we want is for us to be able to help you. Pwede kami mag-provide ng coaching, counseling, because we're also experts in the employment industry. We have 20 years, 2 decades of experience, some of us. We want to provide that coaching strategy. We want to share best practices that we have observed and seen. And on the other side, if you have grievances to air out, we want to be able to help you. Hindi ka mukha ng pag-help ni Tulfo, but this time, this is really going to be able to provide
Yeah,
you
no,
who to
no,
reach
we're not
out to.
Tulfo.
We're not Tulfo. It's a legal advice, yes, sure, but more on how to constructively or turn around what you're feeling right now into something that is going to be constructive for you. Sorry, beneficial for you. And yun, parang ano siya, parang helpline nga kami, helpline. We haven't really thought about nagkakagulo pa kami sa ipapangalan natin sa show na yan. So maybe
Kasi guys,
you can help us.
every time
Mm.
we run the show, there are always questions on what to do with what. We're always asked what the next step is in certain employment processes. So we've decided to really provide that platform, that airtime, so that we can talk about it really and provide the answers that you need. So MD, ano yung ano natin? What can they expect?
So I will share what you can expect from the TMPOV helpline and what do we expect from you. So matulungan namin, and this is open to everyone at we will not charge anything. We will even at one point invite experts, lawyers, government officials who could help us. We've contacted several already and they're willing to participate. So number one, you can expect total pinractice natin to anonymity, meaning
Yeah.
we will
Be
not
politically
violate
correct.
your
Be
yeah,
uh,
we will not violate your confidence. If you share to us a problem or an issue, we can definitely unless you want yourself to be known, we will definitely hide your identity. We will just either read your issue or comments or kung ano man yung question nyo, or we can also invite you to be live with us so that you can ask the expert that we will bring in. So total confidentiality and anonymity,
Anonymity.
anonymity is what you
Anonymity.
can
Yep.
expect.
Yep.
We will endeavor to connect you with offices and personalities who can assist. For example, if it is a question on labor, if it is a question on labor practices, we have a labor lawyer, a friend, a common friend who could help us. Okay? If your question is what government office to go to, if ang problema mo ganito, we will lead you to that office. We will help you find that office. The other aspect of it is also conflict resolution where kung it can be resolved amicably without going to these offices. We can even invite in person. We can probably give you advice on how to settle some conflicts. So that's what you can expect initially from the TMPOV helpline. And again, what we expect from you very simply lang, honesty. You have to share honest information, factual, walang embellishment para talagang
Mm-mm.
whatever advice or whatever assistance we could provide, no, magiging accurate. We also would like to request respect. We will not name personalities na meron kayong
Yep.
grievance, and we will not name the companies na may grievance kayo. We will only focus on the issues,
The issue.
on the process issues, on the practices that you have grievances versus the personality. So that is what you can expect from the TMPOV helpline. Len, what about what issues we will initially cater?
Ako
So
talaga,
for our ano,
career
for
advancement. Charot.
yeah. So guys, we invite you to send in, right? Send in your issues. We have the inbox on our page, or you can personally message any of us in our personal Facebook pages if you're not comfortable sharing it with everyone else. So conflict resolution, relationships in the office, managing up, down, sideways, how to manage these dynamics if you need
I love
coaching
it.
around that. Remediation of any concerns. Kung nag-aaway-away na kayo dyan and you want to figure out how to fix it, we can also help you with that. Challenges in the workplace, like you want to get promoted, career growth, but you don't know how to get there. You want to learn or diversify your skills. That those challenges we can also help you address that. And finally, labor practice questions. Right? Tama ba to? Legal ba to? O nalulugi na ba ako dito? And things like that. Please
What
send
do we
in
do?
those issues. So every Wednesday, we will feature one issue. Depende sa complexity, no? Depende sa complexity.
Malay
But
mo, 10
minimum,
minsan.
malay mo, 10 pala yung kain natin.
Oo.
Diba? But
Sometimes
we
yung
will,
issue affects the hungry.
we will feature one issue at least, and then provide the support that you need. So, guys, this is in response to what you requested. Na gusto nyo na pag-usapan natin ang mga tough issues that are career related.
Mm-mm.
Here it
Mm-mm.
is.
Because
And
they have a lot of platforms are out there whose are ano lang siya, grievances desk. Yan ang sabi ng ating mga viewers. So wala naman nakikitang solusyon or wala nakikitang help. So probably we can have a spin-off of TMPOV every Wednesday and devote our time, providing that kind of advice and reinforcement of knowledge around this topic. Yes, Andy.
no, I mean, again, hindi siya bashing session. Hindi
Hindi.
siya, well, makakarinig kayo ng chismis, lalo na kung ang pag-uusapan is romantic conflicts or marital issues in the office where they want advice.
Sino ba
Grabe,
expert sa ating
sitting
tatlo?
ka,
Sino,
sitting.
sino yung expert sa ating tatlo dyan?
No,
OMG.
among the three of us, we probably have combined 60 years of experience in the workforce. Len has 30 years, Jean has years, and I have 13 years, so that's 63 years. We have one or two advice that we can share with you in all aspects of being at work, may it be on how you deal with peers, with your bosses, conflict resolution, because I mean, we've experienced it ourselves. And if we could not, provide the answer, and if it requires expertise
expert.
from a lawyer, from an expert in the field, we will help you get to that person.
Sure ba
Okay?
tayong isang oras lang tong show na to?
Let's see.
Kasi
We
ano
will
na,
test it on
so,
Wednesday, no? If it would require more than an
Wednesday.
hour, then that's
Yeah.
reality.
So every Wednesday, guys, that's what we're going to do. So that adjustment was made for you because you requested that platform from us, and we really want, to be better. Then we don't want to just chismis responsibly. We also want to help you responsibly. So that's why it's TMPOV Helpline. Yay!
Yay. So I think that's our Wednesday edition, no? Again, thank you for joining us today. This is again consistently your anti-ignorance BFF MD saying excited kami sa Sunday at lalo na sa next Wednesday.
And this is your happiness advocate at magiging certified chismosa na talaga by every Wednesday.
And my name is Jean, your resident maldita / pwede ko na kayong paganitan pag matigas ang ulo nyo every Wednesday. Thank you for joining us, and we will see you on Sunday on the morning POV. Bye, everybody.
Bye, everybody. Thank you. Thank you for watching. Thank you, 1,020 followers.
1,000. Bye.